So 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Welcome, guys, to the Tapcast Ep.2. Now we got two extra bodies here. It's Josh, Jamie, Rennie, Roman, and Matthias. So, guys, how we feeling today?
Good.
Good. What's up, guys?
Everybody feeling good?
Yeah, I know there's a huge elephant in the room.
It's the headset. I'll take
He's
it off.
the only
guys.
one that can hear the sound effects.
Definitely the fact that Rennie has a headset on.
I just wanted to have the music. I wanted to have the intro.
No, it does feel weird without the headsets. The reason we don't have headsets is because apparently we just can't all have headsets. We're not allowed to have headsets.
Now that we're laughing.
Times are tough.
Day.
Put them on, Roman. Put them on.
No, I got him. I'll keep them on for you guys.
First you wanted to wear them, now you don't want to wear them.
How do you guys? How's you guys' week been? Like just training overall last 2 weeks, ever since the last one.
Good, man. My training's been well. Been training hard. Luckily, I've been able to train, coming off a pretty bad injury. Yeah. Been able to train pretty hard since the injury.
That wasn't a bad injury. Come on.
Yeah, well.
Your ankle just popped. It pops like that all the time, right?
So
You were jumping on it the next day.
I'm lucky enough to be able to get back to training fast.
Yeah, I rolled with you like 2 weeks ago. Now I got like a swollen knee, bro. And you were injured too. So
That's why we got to be careful and train safe.
yeah.
So watch out with our knees.
You're good about being the safety guy.
I try.
You're great about being the safety guy, making sure we know.
I try. I do my best.
Bro, obviously the last time we talked on episode, we were talking about Substars and how great of an event it was. Kind of went south, so the event didn't go
How
too
do you guys
great
feel
as
about
we
that
thought.
now?
I mean,
Curious to know.
Josh, have you been paid, by the way?
Yeah, so Substars, apparently Substars went bankrupt, and a lot of the athletes weren't paid, and so we don't know if all of the athletes weren't paid. Maybe some of the bigger athletes were, but they're saying that no one got paid at all. So I haven't been paid at all. I signed a contract with them before the match. They make everybody sign a contract, and on my side I kept my end of the bargain, but they haven't paid now.
Well, one of the big questions is, did they pay the refs?
That's the bigger question.
That's more important than the athletes.
So you know
100%.
what? Thanks to Nayseda, 5th-degree black belt, he actually got them to start paying. So they did pay us a portion, but not the full agreed amount. So
Too much to ask.
Good for you
portion.
guys.
yeah, but I
Shout
I
out
think
to Nate.
yeah, Nate.
They don't talk about that, and then you
He's
didn't pay
an-
the athletes and the refs.
Yeah, because he had,
Listen, the refs are more important than the athletes. All right,
that's the reason why you guys went there.
Yeah, we can't.
To see me.
There's no show without the refs.
I had the closest seat. Loved it.
There you go.
Yeah, you were doing photography. I saw you backstage too. That was cool.
I mean, I guess they're gonna try to pay athletes. It's funny because we haven't heard Gordon Ryan complain, Nicky Rod, like
Yeah,
a lot of
that's-
guys haven't really
I
complained.
feel like athletes of their caliber, if they hadn't been paid, they would have said something by now.
for sure. So I think
Bashing
some people got paid and then they ran out of money and then they tried to pay everybody else less.
Yeah, they probably thought they were gonna make a lot more off the venue.
Sales and
Like
the pay-per-view.
yeah, the paper.
They bet on the
I
pay-per-view.
heard it was chopped up too. Like people were watching it. It wasn't
Yeah.
the best quality either.
Should have just I don't know.
They should have stuck to what it was, man. Tank Brewery.
That's what we were talking about. Can't you just stream it on YouTube, like live stream it on YouTube with ads and make some money off of that?
I don't think you can do that. I'm not too familiar with
no,
the
but
whole
you could stream
YouTube.
for free.
I know you could live stream it for free,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
can't you do like a pay? I think actually you can.
But the thing is, the channels that can do that I think are pre-approved because
Yeah.
the companies that buy those ads, like the Coca-Colas and stuff, they want to make sure that their ads are on content that is friendly or
No,
related
but
to
I've also seen I've seen a live stream that in order to watch the live stream you have to pay like $3.99 or something
yeah.
just to watch the live
How
stream.
much
So
was Substars live stream?
I think it was
It was
$10.
not $10, yeah.
But whatever. I mean,
Well, I mean, that's probably kind of how like Patreon does it. Like I know a lot of artists use Patreon
yeah,
or like that.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think they just messed up with their planning, and it was just bad execution. The numbers didn't pan up. The Fillmore was a huge venue, maybe jiu-jitsu wasn't
There was
ready for-
people. There was people, and it was a good crowd. The problem is that you went to the Fillmore, which is already a huge venue on its own, and you're bringing in people that aren't local. You're bringing in people from New York in a sport that it's not Conor McGregor. Gordon Ryan's
Flying
huge,
people.
but you're not gonna have people from
what
New
about-
York flying here just for him.
What about the guys from Japan? Like, that had to be expensive
Sumo
too.
wrestlers.
Oh, the
flying.
sumo
Those
wrestlers.
guys
They
take
got
up 2 seats each.
and the UFC fighters. The UFC fighters too.
Well, I mean, again, it's bad planning, but I mean, the event was still fun. It's.
Hey, I hope the best for Substars. I hope that they can recover. They could pay all the athletes and somehow find a way to go baby back. Downsize. Just go to a smaller venue again. Just same idea that was before. Bring in a lot of local talent. Maybe have like 1 or 2 big names, not a whole stack card.
Yeah.
And see what they can do from there.
I
Hopefully,
think-
the best for Substars.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, when they were at the tank, it was turning out pretty good. The things ran smoothly, right? And they had a lot more local guys there too.
Well, that's where you get your fans. That's where you get like the real show out and turnout of people. You notice there was a bunch of fight sports guys when Josh and Rennie were competing. How many guys did we have on our side, right? And when there guys from just Fort Lauderdale were there, you're gonna have a lot of support. Your family's coming, your friends are coming, your team's coming. You're gonna have more support guys that are from that city. Always, doesn't matter. Fight to Win's got the best.
And it's always like a good.
They're coming down too to Miami.
I can't wait, bro.
Fight to Win.
Applied.
So, yeah.
Applied. Fight
it's
to Win. I
called-
applied.
It's called
Twice.
Subverse.
Why did they change the name?
Well, it's still Fight to Win. It's just another event from Fight to Win.
So
Subverse is the team event. It's going to be 10th Planet versus Fight Sports, which is going to be
Yeah, but then they got the super fights.
and
and
so-
30
okay.
super fights.
what I-
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
But,
you should apply. I
I did.
applied
Yeah,
too.
I applied.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
But when these
Might be
guys
accepted.
were going back to Substars, they should have stuck to their original model of keeping it small, and then I mean, so what? Maybe it takes an extra year to build
would've
up
gotten
to
there,
build up
for
the
sure.
capital to pay a card like that, but actually have the money. Instead of having, maybe he didn't have the money. He just promised that and thought he was going to recover the money off the pay-per-views, which is a terrible business model. Like, I mean,
there's only so much sponsor money you can get to it, and only so much you can, rely on. So
Again, as much as the sport's grown, it's still jiu-jitsu. It's not at that point where you're going to have investors and people willing to pay all this money. It's grown a lot. But
they
it's
said
not
they
at
had
that
investors. So
point. Again, one thing is obviously showing up, and another thing is talking about it.
But
well, like with any project, even for example, with the school,
any business,
with
if
any
you
business, any project that you're going to do,
execute too early.
Well, also another thing is that when you're taking on a project or you're expanding or you're going to the next stage of a business, it's really common to underestimate the cost of what things are going to be.
Sure, yeah.
So you calculate in your mind and you do your best to say, okay, it's going to be $50,000 to do this, but there's always unseen circumstances, and things always come up that you didn't think about. And at the end, it ends up being $75,000, right?
Yeah, it's a hiccup always.
Whatever it may be. So that could be from a business venture or and so Substars had to have thought that way. You need to have somebody consulting you, saying, okay, look, you're going from this, you're trying to size up, right?
A big size.
So it's you're trying to size up here. Do you are you
afford
biting
it?
off? Okay, are you biting off more than you can chew? Can you swallow that much? So.
That's exactly what I think happened. You just bit too much, and
Obviously, you got to take risks to go big, right? That's the one thing that everybody's always talked about. But when it comes to playing around with money that much, that big, when you're playing the best athletes in a sport and all these things, so you
Did you guys see what
gotta be secure and get ready to lose money.
Seth
sometimes.
Daniels?
Oh yeah,
Fight to Win said.
Oh,
savage. He's a savage.
Oh, he went in.
He went in. He didn't even care. He just
You know where he went in also?
Where?
Coronavirus.
oh.
Dude, did you see his post about that? His YOLO
He
post?
said he's not.
Hold on.
He's not
Oh,
canceling
bro.
any
Pull that
events.
shit up, Jamie. Oh, wait, we don't have one. Hang on. Dude, he went in on Fight to Win post. He posted his thoughts on the coronavirus. I think Josh is
Well, but
pulling it up.
that just happened recently. I don't know. Eventually, Pan Am's just got canceled.
That was crazy.
That's
They
official
getting
now.
canceled.
It's
And
canceled.
I saw today that
He said,
Yeah,
"Hold
what
on,
did he
this
say?
is Seth Daniels." He said, "Attention, IBJJF. How about instead of canceling an event that 3,000 people bought plane tickets and travel for, and cashing in on your business interruption insurance. You find a new venue that doesn't buy into the media hysteria. Just an idea. Staples Center still holding concert and games. Just saying.
No, there's another one on his thoughts about
Substars. No, that.
No. There's one.
Well, I mean, he's going in on IBJJF on this one. You know, and they just canceled Pans.
Yeah, it's cool. I like Sedan, man. He's always
Speaking
like
of which,
speaking
you know,
out
like,
on these things.
More
It's really
current
cool.
news.
But I mean, a lot of places have been like closing. A lot of places have been getting canceled because of the coronavirus. I know there's a big gaming convention, E3, that just got canceled. A lot of schools they canceled all on-campus class. Like now it's just online. Like they didn't even want students coming to school. Like people are taking that coronavirus like
Well, I mean,
serious.
look at Italy. Italy is in a
Well,
full
it's serious.
shutdown.
It's just, I mean,
It's serious because there's no vaccine and stuff. But I think that the media is kind of pushing it a little bit more. And
Yeah.
but
Well, like anything else, bad news is what gets people to stay glued to the screen, especially elderly people, especially people who, you know, may not. It doesn't think it has anything to do with education, but people who just, you know, who are easily manipulated, or you know, like the media, the news it makes money for a reason. You know, this is not a new thing. This racket, you know, like it's been going on for decades. You know, like the whole manipulation of
I mean, look
people's
what happened to
fears.
Ebola.
What happened with Ebola?
Like, it was like
I don't know. You tell me.
no, but like,
The answer,
everyone was in like a
Ebola.
panic about it, and
Yeah,
I was
but
like,
Ebola really kills people.
yeah, but what I mean
Everything
is like
kills
people aren't like
people,
freaking out about it anymore. Like
Because
they're dead.
They
Oh,
eradicated this shit. Like they controlled it. But Ebola was bad. Like Ebola will fuck you up.
hey, man, this is just
This corona shit.
Hey, bro,
Listen,
you want?
bro.
Let me tell you what's that dancer. Sorry to cut you
Just
off.
gotta
on
wash
that
your
real
hands.
Don't wash your hands,
just
people.
wash your hands. That's
Don't
it.
wash your hands.
All you have to do is wash your hands.
Hey, man.
Train,
Daniels.
listen,
Don't
train
wash your belt.
jiu-jitsu. Guys, listen.
Don't slap it. You hear it.
The cure for the cure, I'm telling you right now right here on Tapcast Ep.2. And this shit's going to be like 6 months from now. The cure for the coronavirus is you train jiu-jitsu every day, all right? A lot of pojada and acai.
Acai, that's it.
One serving of acai every day.
And antibacterial soap. That's it. That's all you need.
sometimes the last one's the sometimes.
No, that's it.
Said Daniel's
A lot
take
of-
on the coronavirus. Fight Swim will not be canceling any events or matches due to the coronavirus, Zika, Ebola, Y2K, Craig Jones' pink eye, end of the Mayan calendar, or any other bullshit that media has irresponsibly reported to spread fear. Years of unprotected sex with multiple partners, intravenous drug use, and steroids have made Team No Sleep immune system strong. The average fighter on the Fight Twin is around 20 years old. The average ticket buyer is 36-year-old men. The people dying of corona are elderly, already terminally ill, or already have weakened immune system. Less people are dying of this or affected than the flu. Basically, my point is live your life, don't be a pussy, fuck bitches, and get money. Shout out to Daniels.
I support completely.
I love
mean,
Seth.
hey,
What
what
a
you
man,
get
man.
like he did that like right after this thing started. So what if you get to a city that the city doesn't allow an event over 100 people?
I'm sure they'll plan for that.
That's true.
I'm sure they'll plan for that.
If the city, that's a different thing if a city doesn't allow it. But if
What do you think happened
venue,
in
you can just-
California? That's the same thing. That's why Pan Am's got canceled because the state of California is not allowing gatherings.
Oh, then why is he saying? Then why is Seth, throwing shade at IBDJF for? He says the Staples Center is still holding. He just said it. I just read it.
They could still, maybe they are, but no, I don't know.
Shut up.
I think they're doing. I think it was announced that you can't. If you do anything, they're recommending not to go anything over 100 people or whatever. And then anything close contact. And then what do you think jiu-jitsu is? It's a room of people grappling each other. Some people are flying from from all other countries and stuff. Like, I mean, my point is this.
It's crazy, man. Like the whole thing is like, it's causing such a hysteria that even it's affecting the economy.
Yeah,
it's
but
even
have you guys?
I mean,
have you
how's
guys listened
Miami
to
gonna
the-
react now that Ultra's canceled?
another
That for
thing.
hospitality, that was huge. That was absolutely huge.
No, but saying like, what if you're the DJ at Ultra, right?
Yeah,
I hear you,
If you're the DJ at Ultra,
But I
and
could
hey,
give
I want to
two
come,
shits
I want to
about-
do it. But if the city says you can't you can't. You know, like
Yeah, of course. I mean,
you gotta adhere to those.
The NCAA just said today they might take drastic measures and they might have like basketball games with no audience.
with no audience.
Yeah,
like,
I think the baseball did that.
And
did you hear
for
what
example-
LeBron James said?
What did he say?
I ain't playing. He's like, I'm not gonna play. Like,
Oh my god.
in a
Damn,
room
Damn,
with.
is that serious?
I mean,
LeBron's like 35, bro.
You got time,
I'm
and you're a
just-
prime level athlete.
But I'm saying like he's good, you know, like nothing's gonna, he can get corona.
Yeah, but is he saying he's not playing because of the corona, or he's not playing because the audience is
because
there?
the audience won't be there. Like playing a game because there's
So
you know, it's like a basketball game with no fans.
Right.
You know, like
dude, if they're paying you to play, you better play whether there's an audience there or
that's
there's
true.
no
I guess if
audience.
you're getting paid,
You're getting paid.
Dude,
play.
you're getting paid millions of dollars.
You're
bro.
getting to play. You're getting paid to play. The game doesn't matter who's watching.
I'm the guy paying you, and you're telling me you're not gonna pay
yeah, but
with
if
no audience.
listen, but if a lot of big names start saying, "Hey, I'm not doing it,"
I know that's a problem though. It's,
All right, well
it's a
then
problem, man. Like,
we're gonna have to look at the contract here, right here. You said you're gonna
so
play.
you don't want to play?
Right.
You're
Hey,
not
listen,
getting paid, but
The contract doesn't say shit about having to play in front of an audience. Maybe it does though.
I'm
maybe
all
that
down to
shit's in there somewhere.
keep going
just like
events.
page 36.
the audience clause.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like athlete must always have at least 300
athletes
audience.
minimum. Any way to play in the
You should
NBA,
write
you need to have
NBA
10,000
contract,
fans
Josh.
minimum.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
that
I'd
shit-
write that shit in.
Yeah. Guaranteed, you're
That'd
you
be the
guys
first thing
straight.
I write in.
Yo, the crowd looks kind of small. Like,
and
yo,
I
let's
bet you
count
I
these
could get a
guys.
whole bunch of
I'm not
NBA
coming
players.
out. I'm not
On
playing.
your side,
Just I could
side?
I could recruit a bunch of NBA players just with that little thing. Be like, yeah, but do you have an audience clause? Your agent,
What
your
do you
agent
mean?
doesn't. Their agent didn't give you an audience clause.
What are you
kind
gonna
of
do
bitch?
if something just happens
Yeah.
where you can't have fans there?
Yeah, you're gonna play in front of. You're gonna play in front of what? No one.
I'm
Some
not
boring
playing.
ass shit.
How are you
like a
gonna get?
practice
How are you
game.
gonna
Better-
get bigger, man?
You better step
How
your
you get bigger.
agent game up, boy.
Shit.
Listen,
playing.
I hope it's just, you know, I hope it doesn't get bad. I know, talking about, you know, fight to win, there's that Subverse coming down,
Mhm.
the team event, and that's coming in a few months. So hopefully, you know, by that time this is all taken care of. But
Yeah, I think
No.
they said when in the U.S. 1,000 cases or something like that.
yeah, I mean,
So that, honestly,
No,
man,
it's less than 1,000 cases
is it less?
in the U.S.
Is it less?
I think so.
This is why we need a Jamie for real.
Let's see. No, I'll be the
The iPhone.
I mean, we have a
The iPhone
Jamie, a
Jamie.
literal Jamie.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you think
This
about it,
Jamie's
even
a
then,
little
1,000 cases,
it could multiply.
20 people per state.
Yeah, but it could still multiply.
Yeah, but think
Well,
about
there's
it.
hotbeds, for
20.
example. I think Seattle's like on lockdown right now.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if you say there's a fight to win Seattle, and you get there, and the city's locked down.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's a thing, but they don't have that many.
Oh, yeah,
events listed
1,200
right now. 1,200.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
I'm
Still-
saying,
that's growing.
hey,
We
we're
gotta
in
bump those
Miami,
numbers
dude.
up.
Listen,
Those are rookie numbers.
That's rookie numbers, bro. What's the flu numbers? How many people got the flu in the U.S.?
a lot more than that. But listen,
I
that
just hit your soul
Corona
right
stuff
now.
doesn't come down to Miami, man. It's too humid. It's too hot.
That Corona.
train
Trump
too hard.
said, hey,
We train too hard, man.
President Trump said
Corona beer.
that the coronavirus is gonna disappear in the summer.
Yeah, dude, you gotta believe Trump. Whatever he says, is,
Whatever
you know?
he says.
And he,
Come on.
We're gonna go viral.
He's
This
just fucking.
podcast.
he's a
Episode
stable
2 is the
genius.
one, guys.
He just listen. He said it's all gonna be good. So
The flu has hit at least 22 million people in the United States.
This year.
I don't know about this year.
Yo, we need the facts.
This is
Let me
the
tell you something,
Tapcast
bro.
podcast
22
with
million
loose
people.
facts.
hey,
see what the-
what about the UFC?
87,000 people hospitalized and 4,800 people died. That was I think last year.
Okay.
Could be totally
Still
wrong.
not that.
No, those are facts. Where'd you find it? Wikipedia? Yeah, online.
Yeah, we gotta credit our
The
sources.
convenient truth.
That's just Google, ABC News.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
Okay.
ABC
Fake.
News, right? Yeah,
Rapid
credit to
fake.
sort of source. Yeah, you were bringing up the UFC, dude.
Did you guys watch the event?
Yeah, I saw it with Josh, bro.
Yeah.
Dude,
That was
the craziest female for sure, but arguably one of the craziest.
one of the best fights of all time.
Yes, fights of all time.
No, they didn't stop.
Dude,
Like, the whole
they were throwing
25 minutes.
hard combinations and landing for 5 rounds. I haven't seen that
Yeah.
in.
I don't know about how hard the combinations were because neither of them got knocked down. But
Dude, did you see the
they were
girl's
accurate.
face?
They were accurate. They were
Precise.
I feel like, neither of them. I think Jinjic, right? What's her
Yeah.
name? I think she's more of she's got more of a power shot. But
Which one are you talking about? Because you didn't think Whaley had a better hit.
No, she didn't. She didn't have. I don't think she has that knockout power. She can put you away with combinations.
Yeah, she's got fast hands.
Did you guys agree with the decision?
I kind of thought Joanna won off like volume, but
Damage.
with that face, bro.
Wei Ling had way more significant.
You
strikes.
can't win a fight and look like that.
Yeah, that's
the
what
thing.
I don't
I
care.
agree with that. Yeah, but I'm saying if you like based off scoring and judging, I would say Joanna. But Joanna's face, bro, like if
Yeah, you can't win a fight and look like Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Yeah, no, that was the worst.
It's not.
Yeah,
What about Rodolfo Vieira?
Dude,
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I actually went back and
jiu-jitsu?
watched the match.
Yeah, man.
Had an arm triangle first round.
Yeah,
He got clipped early.
yeah, he got touched.
Yeah, but
Jiu-jitsu saved the
Rodolfo-
day.
But I don't know why these guys don't. Like, I'm sure he has been working on his striking, but I don't know why these
for
grapplers.
sure it's working. It's just that you gotta think about the difference in time.
It's probably what you're
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
too. It's probably what you're used to. Like if you train a lot of jiu-jitsu and you're
But I'm sure he's not spending most of his time training jiu-jitsu at this point.
I think he's doing a lot of wrestling, a lot of jiu-jitsu still, obviously.
yeah, but don't you think that you'll go back, especially in a fight, you'll go back to where you're comfortable?
Of course.
No,
Especially
he's
if you
always
know
gonna
you're
fall
destroy.
back to it. Of course, he's always gonna fall back.
Damien
to
Baez just got in good striking.
if he's smart, he would fall back to his jiu-jitsu at all. And whenever things go, even when he gets any opportunity to finish the fights quickly, like, for example, what should have happened in the main event, which
Yeah, outliers like Yoel that don't use what they're best at.
Speaking of that fight,
yeah.
what a fight.
So then you have, a fight like that.
Dude, how do you
completely
go-
Puts you to sleep.
I feel like the energy had to have carried on for you, right? Like at least for me as a fan, I watched that and I'm thinking, dude, Yoel and this dude must have seen that are about to go in, bro. That was the most opposite type of a fight it could have been.
I did not expect an event like that.
Yeah. I think maybe a lot of respect or a lot of,
I think Yoel didn't want to get tired. I also think that's why he didn't want to wrestle. Because wrestling just kills you. So he was just really banking on that power shot.
Israel was definitely landing those leg kicks every time you see it at the end, but
and I think
there wasn't a lot of action.
To Izzy's point, I think Izzy was very wise in
Of
not
course.
playing Yoel's game,
Of course.
and also very wise to pick him apart with the leg kicks.
Yeah. I saw a little like 3-4 minute wrap up about the fight by Chael Sonnen.
He's the best.
Yeah,
He's awesome. I love Chael
He's the
Sonnen.
best, dude.
So he says, damn, what is his name? He said, as a fighter, right? Like your biggest fear, I think, and as an athlete, right? But what's your biggest fear, right? Like in the ring, for me, and this I can
Not to
relate to
perform?
this. Maybe not to perform, but like to gas out, like
yeah, and then look bad and
gassing out, not being able to finish a fight, or like losing because you gassed, right? And even you can go as far back as to Vince Lombardi. There's a quote. I think it's Vince Lombardi. He has a quote that says, "Fatigue makes a coward of all men," and that shit is 100% true.
sure.
Like fatigue will make a coward.
Anybody.
I've rolled with the biggest guys, and when they get tired, they fold, they break, like anybody else, right? Because they're just tired, fatigued. So, I think that's Yoel's biggest fear.
Yeah.
He does. And I don't think he has the best gas tank, and he knows it. And I think that's.
I agree. I think that's his biggest fear. I also don't like how he handled it.
Well, hang
saying
on.
it was all
gotta
Izzy's
think
fault.
Let's go back a second though. It's not that he doesn't have a good gas tank. The guy went five rounds twice with Robert Whitaker in a slugfest. The problem is obviously, like you've said before, wrestling is on another level of a grind. When you're talking about holding somebody to the ground,
Yeah, it's gonna take more out of you.
That's way more energy than standing
But
up.
don't you
and
think
moving
that?
around.
Don't
Do
you
you think
think
like
that?
Ape punches thrown for 5 rounds is not exactly the easiest thing? He's done that. He's done that plenty of times.
But don't you think that you would be confident that, because I know that, like, if I feel like if I was a superior wrestler, I know that I could take someone down, because he took him down easily.
Dude, he
The
blew
first
through
And
that.
he
Doubled
popped
him,
up. He
man.
popped
That's
up fast. I'll give it to him. But I mean, had he been a little bit more aggressive on that, he could have easily held him down. And it's like once you're on top of him, you're riding him. Now you're just draining him. You're
make
like,
him carry
how
the
is
weight.
now you might have to put in a little bit of work, but now you're gonna drain him, and maybe his legs kicks won't be as strong. You know what I mean?
But I think the only thing Yoel has down there is the ground and pound, because I don't think he has any jiu-jitsu.
That's fine. Pound him.
Yeah,
At
but
least
it could
you're
be
doing some
maybe-
damage.
He's a
maybe he was
Israel's
just
not
playing
exactly
it
a
safe.
jiu-jitsu guy either.
he's a high level wrestler though. so
When
At
Yoel-
least you're doing some damage.
when
though.
Yoel got to the point in the
You don't think
UFC,
Yoel could choke somebody from the back? I'm sure he
hell
knows a
no.
rear naked choke.
yeah,
yeah.
You know?
yeah. But when Yoel got to the point where he was getting title shots in the UFC, he had never taken a lot of damage. Like he had never been in a war, to the best of my knowledge. And when he started getting title fights, every single fight was a war. He had Whitaker twice. He had
Costa.
he
3
had
rounds.
Costa. And they've all been wars. And he's how old is he now? 43, 44?
Yeah, he's older for sure. He's
Yoel's probably thinking
I'm
he's
sure
like
he knows he can't
42,
keep that up.
43.
yeah. I mean, and then another thing you got to look into is the weight cut too.
Shout out our sponsor.
This
Kirkland,
sponsored by
Coconut.
Kirkland coconut water.
They got vodka too.
they got everything. But I mean, you got to think about the weight cut too. He cuts 15, 20 pounds, 25 pounds. I mean, that has to affect your performance, the next day.
I don't know what it was, man, to be honest, because we obviously we could all say what we want to say about that, but obviously he's the only one that knows why he performed the way he did. If he felt like that was a strategy to do it, whatever the case
Try to
may
play
be.
it safe.
I know the guy's got cardio to fight a 5-round
Sure.
fight. I've seen him do it multiple times, and I know he can. As far as the wrestling, I don't
There's a
understand.
difference between
it hasn't just
fighting
been
and
this
wrestling
fight
for
though.
5 minutes.
It hasn't just been this fight.
Yeah,
this
it's
guy
a pattern.
never wrestles,
It's a pattern, yeah.
and he's like
Well, he
silver
wrestled.
medalist.
He wrestled Whitaker,
Did he?
No, he did.
or I'm sorry, Weidman. He wrestled Weidman. He took
Oh, he
Weidman
did take
down
Weidman
a bunch of
Yeah, he did.
times.
Yeah, and at ease too.
Easy, Weidman.
And Weidman's a great
Yeah.
wrestler.
He
was
did that to
non-American.
Weidman,
Yeah.
and Weidman was big.
There's
Izzy's not that big.
maybe an injury. I don't know.
Maybe
It's a
maybe
really
his
question,
strategy
man.
was to
It's
go
a-
in
it's a-
there and try to knock him out.
Maybe his
Didn't-
pride took and his ego. He's like, I can
think
stand
also-
with this guy.
It could be playing it safe. He's like, I don't want
Yeah.
to get knocked out.
Hey, the guy
No,
again.
I'm
yeah,
looking
we're
for
not
that
talking about
right
the fact that
opportunity.
Israel's a great striker.
He was playing
But I
it
think
safe.
also when he touched him in the first round
Yeah,
with
first
that
level.
overhand left, he really touched him with that.
Yeah.
And I think once you connect with a shot like that, you think you're gonna get it again. Like I feel like you think you can get it again.
Well,
And he just missed that. That was a knockout shot by like a few inches, right? Like a few inches lower. He caught it like up on the upper part of his head. And if it's lower, like near the jaw or on the mouth, that's a knockout.
Well, but that can go either way, right? Because, for example, when Rose tagged Joanna in their first fight, what she did was go back to it. She went back to that punch again and again. And that's how she knocked her out.
Right. But that's fine. But there was more. She had more than just that, right? Like you've got to mix up your attacks. You can't just have.
Yeah, you can't be
Yoel's just got that little
tunnel
bouncing
vision.
boom back and forth,
Great
back and
move,
forth.
man.
He tries to like, and Izzy, he says they analyzed him correctly. He lulls you to sleep, and then he throws an explosion at you. He'll throw that overhand left, or he'll chase you down like he.
Remember, Israel
puts you to sleep,
Adesanya is
you know.
one of the best strikers in the UFC. Probably the
Right
best
now, he's probably the
striker.
best, the highest level striker.
I would say the same thing.
How old is Israel again?
He's got to be young.
Yeah, he's 20 something, isn't he?
31.
He might be
I
in his
think.
31?
30s. Yeah,
30,
early
30.
30s.
Yeah, I saw he's 30.
So I mean, there's a little bit of an age.
Yeah, well, actually, 30 is good because he's still young, but he's also got plenty of experience at 30. You know what I mean? That's
I think it's so odd that when I see him and John Jones arguing against each other, I feel like Izzy is so young compared to John Jones.
All right, in every sense of the word, but
but-
they're the same age. It's
But
crazy.
yeah,
Are they the same age?
Yeah.
John Jones is 30.
It's just because
John
John
Jones might be a
game.
bit
Yeah.
older.
John Jones has been in the MMA game forever,
Wow.
but then Israel was doing
Yeah.
kickboxing.
Isn't it weird?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
It is.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Yeah, man.
cool.
All right, guys. Well, we're probably gonna close this one out a little early. Well, let's go over our sponsors
Not
real
early.
quick.
We're not early.
We don't have any sponsors, so it's a wrap for that.
Sponsor us.
So we're looking for sponsors.
BJJ
Uh,
World TV.
Welcome back, guys.
There you go. So
And
shout
we go-
out. Wait.
Before we go out this
Please
week,
provide us all with drinks.
No, wait.
guys, shout
Our
out
sponsors, Kirkland.
shout out to our sponsor, Kirkland and Costco.
Wait, they're not really
Shout out
sponsoring.
BJJ World.
There you go. Those guys.
Shout out Technical BJJ.
Yeah, those guys too.
Shout out Arise Jiu Jitsu. Who else?
Well, what about
Anybody else?
make sure you follow us, Tapcast.
Yeah.
You know,
Where can they follow us, Jamie?
Yeah, tell us, Jamie.
Follow us at the Tapcast on Instagram. Please subscribe, like, and
How do you spell it? It's the
The-
underscore
_Tapcast.
Tapcast.
Yeah, just
all
like that.
together. Yeah. What else?
We got our YouTube channel. Obviously, subscribe, like the last two videos between this one and episode 1, and we're gonna keep bringing you more content. And we plan on being active on Instagram and showing you guys what's up.
Yeah,
Get a
guys.
lot of feedback.
And we're also gonna be adding some more segments to the show. So make sure that you hit us up like on Instagram and stuff. Give us suggestions,
Give some
because we
feedback.
would like to like maybe do like a Q&A and stuff like that to answer questions.
Yeah, if you guys want us to watch some fights, go over some fights, go over matches. You guys want us to break.
We're trying to
anything
come up
down.
with ideas to make the podcast entertaining for you guys, and also like fresh, and keep it fun for us too.
Make sure to watch episode 1. We'll tag it right here.
I'm not gonna do that, so you're not gonna see it. You're not gonna see that.
You can do that on YouTube. Asshole.
Yeah, okay. I'm just messing with you.
Let someone
All right,
do that
guys.
too.
But thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you guys supporting and watching us, and we hope to just keep putting smiles on your faces, and hope you guys enjoy it.
Was-
Oops.